What's going on, good people? Um, I had a speech today, right? And I know a lot of things have been affected because of the coronavirus. So I decided that since my speech got canceled, I'm just going to come and talk to y'all a little bit. So the speech that I had prepared was all about purpose, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today is purpose. So do me a favor, can you imagine like going through your life not having discovered the real reason why you was put here on this earth? Like some of you probably have discovered it. Some of you probably have figured it out. But maybe you're too afraid to actually live in your full truth, right? My first time speaking in front of a large crowd was at my high school graduation. Like, man, I was so nervous, like so nervous. As I began to walk up to the podium, the words of my teacher came to my mind, and the words were, just picture everyone naked. And it worked. I was no longer nervous. I delivered a wonderful speech, but I still did not realize that speaking was my purpose. When I was a freshman in college, I was required to take a public speaking class. And I thought, like, why? Like, why do I have to take this stupid class? Like, I thought that everyone would be judging me. Everyone would be staring at me. And, like, when they see me walking around campus, like, they would immediately start laughing. 2 weeks later after that, 3 students were on the schedule to give their first speech, right? So the first person got up there, started giving their speech. And as I looked around, I noticed that people weren't really paying them any attention. And then, so I was like, okay, cool. The next person came up. She started to give her speech. Then same thing happened. They gave her the same amount of attention as they gave the other person. None. So I was thinking to myself, man, like this might be okay. Like if they aren't paying any attention to them, like surely they're not gonna pay any attention to me. Then I get up there, begin giving my speech. To my chagrin, everyone put their phones down and all eyes were on me. And like they were very attentive to every word I said. And that happened like every time I got up to give a speech. But I still did not realize that speaking was my purpose. You know, we sometimes don't realize that our purpose is standing on our front porch, knocking at our door, waiting to be let in, right? What would you do if you heard your purpose knocking? If you're anything like I was back then, you probably would have started running, right? But as soon as you took that first step to run, guess what will be following right after you? Your purpose. Back in 2016, I received a job offer from a major corporation. One day as I was sitting at my desk working, I felt someone tap me on my shoulder. And they was like, hey, would you like to come to a Toastmasters meeting with me? I was like, what the heck is Toastmasters? And they said, Toastmasters is a leadership development program that helps you with your public speaking. So I thought that was cool. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go. So when I went, I was surprised at how many roles you have to actually have for the meeting. Like you have an actual Toastmaster who leads the meeting. You have someone who sits there and like count your ahs and your ums for the entire meeting to make sure you are grammatically correct. But the role that surprised me the most was the table topic master, right? The table topic master got up, she began to explain her role, and then she started to ask her questions. One by one, people stood up, talked for a minute or two, then sat back down. So I was thinking to myself, yo, this is a piece of cake. Yo, what's up, Ramel? What's up, Britt? I see all y'all tuning in. So, what's up, Myra? So, then I started thinking to myself, like, yo, this is a piece of cake. Like, I got this in a bag. And then she read off her next question, and the next question was, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? And then she looked in my direction. She was like, Mike, would you like to share? I was like this, Mike? Like, this is my first time here. Like, I don't know what to say. And I stood up, and by that time I had forgotten what the question was. So I decided to just introduce myself to the club instead. And so like everyone was very receptive to me. Like they even gave me a hand clap after I finished giving my speech. And then like a couple days after, I decided that I wanted to join that Toastmasters group. Then a couple of weeks after that, I was ready to give my first speech. So I want you to do me a favor real quick. Imagine like you are preparing to give your first speech. Like you handwrite everything you're going to say. You practice it really intensely. You even make your family and your friends listen to you as you practice so they can give you their feedback. And so now the day has come. You're ready to give your first speech. Before you're being introduced, you start to feel your nerves jump all over the place. All of a sudden, you can't remember the first word that you wrote down for your speech. When you get up to the podium, everything begins to flow. Your words come back, the crowd becomes engaged, and you deliver a wonderful speech. After that, you never give another speech again. That's exactly what happened to me. Like I was running away from my purpose. And I eventually stopped going to that Toastmasters group and stopped improving myself. A couple months went by. I decided to give another Toastmasters club a try. And so almost the same thing happened. Like I went to a meeting, joined the group, gave my first speech, and then I began to run away again. But this time was different. This time I noticed that I was running. And so I just stopped and asked myself, why are you running? Like, are you afraid that you may actually be great at something? I challenge you to stop running. I challenge you. And so when the day came for me to give my second speech, like I felt like my heart was going to jump out of my chest. And as I was being announced to like give that speech, so I get up and the first thing that come out of my mouth is, today I want to talk about fear. And so my speech focused on the very thing that I thought was holding me back from my purpose, my fear of being great, all right? So once I gave that second speech, I felt like I was no longer running from my purpose. I was now embracing it, all right? And my purpose has led me to become a motivational speaker. And as a result of hearing me speak, like my audience feel motivated, inspired, and empowered. Their outlook on life is completely transformed, and they are willing to take on any obstacle that stands between them and the person they will put here on this earth to be, right? And so I just want to encourage you that your purpose is knocking. So I challenge you to stop running and open the door. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for joining in. Who we got? Tishay, what's up? How you doing? Raymel, I see you. Haley, how you doing? Chelsea, what's up? What's up? Man, I hope y'all enjoyed my speech. Like I said, like I had a speech planned today. It ended up getting canceled, so I was like, I'm gonna talk to somebody. And so I appreciate you for y'all joining in, man. Like, y'all have a blessed day. Try to have a blessed weekend. And I will see y'all on Monday. Tune in for Mike's Motivation on Monday. Like, we coming up to the deadline of 3 months. So that's going to be the first season. But we got some amazing stuff coming up after that. So y'all stay tuned, man. Like, keep giving me that feedback. Keep pushing me. Like, if you see me out in the streets, just pat me on the back and say, keep going. That's all I need, man. Just tell me keep going. But, man, y'all have a great weekend, man. Stay safe. Yo, appreciate that, Myron, man. Appreciate that, bro. Right, man, I appreciate that. And I'm looking sideways because I got my phone turned sideways. That's the only way I can see the comments. So, man, y'all keep it up, man. Like, when I see y'all out here grinding, too, it makes me grind even harder. Like, I feed off y'all energy, and I hope y'all feed off of mine. Like, let's keep it going. Let's keep this positive energy going. Like I said, have a great weekend, man. And remember, I love you. Peace.